At P5, he loves these cars. We know he can be quick. Valerio Gallo down in 6th place. He's got a bit of work to do, and he's got Guy Barbara in 7th position right behind him as well. Next up, Adriano Carazza, P8 on the grid, and just inside the top 10, Takuma Sasaki. He's had a bit of a difficult second race. Completing the top 10, it is Robbie Heck, the American driver. Next up, his compatriot Callum Roach in P11. 12th and last on the grid, Coque Lopez. He has also got a lot of work to do from that far back. Now, let's look at the tyres for the final time this season at the start of the race. Serrano, he's got clear track in front of him here, Jimmy. He wants to make hay while the sun shines and get off into the distance.
Yeah, that is the right choice, I think, from Jose Serrano. He needs just to make himself a big gap as quick as possible, use that clean air, use that soft tyre, and just be efficient with his time. Interestingly, we mentioned Valerio Gallo before we started. He's gone for that hard compounder tyre, so he's opting to try and basically be the cork in the bottle for the rest of the drivers and opting to go fast a bit later on.
So then coming through to the start-finish line we are. Here are the live points rankings. You can see Jose Serrano it is that leads it then. 5 points over Kylian Drumont. Double points on offer for this grand final. And only one driver that can be crowned as the 2024 Nations Cup World Champion. Jose Serrano will lead the field across the line. Drumont in second, Miyazono in third. For one final time in 2024, we are about to go racing. It's lights out and we are underway for the grand final of the Nations Cup in 2024 here at the Nürburgring. Serrano leads them down towards the first corner, followed by Drumont, Miyazono, De Bruyne and Inestrosa. A rolling start for the drivers. I don't expect any heroics down into that first corner, but you should expect Serrano to try and clear off into the distance with the soft tyres and the clear air in front of him.
Yeah, look at the gap already, 7/10 of a second in the background there as Roach gets by Sasaki. Gallo also moving behind Carazza, but Serrano, the right choice to him for his race, is just going to get away early and try and avoid squabbling with his guys behind him. Drumont ahead of Miyazono, and Kai De Bruyne looking already for a move on Takuma Miyazono. Maybe a bit of contact on the way there through there, but De Bruyne up into 3rd place and showing his intention early.
Yeah, didn't take that one lying down, did he, Kai De Bruyne? He wants to make hay whilst the sun shines. He knows how tricky this Nordschleife circuit is. We're on the Grand Prix layout at the moment, but as we head on to the proper Nordschleife, it really does begin to narrow up. Look at that, 1.5 seconds for Jose Serrano in the opening stages of this race. Keen to see also what Robbie Heck is going to be able to do from 7th position. He's on the soft tyre, and he is going to be a lot quicker than those in front of him on the medium compound tyre. But will he be able, of course, to use that speed? That's the question that we were asking at the start of this race. And as we head on to the green hell, we're about to find out what will happen. Bit of a wiggle on the exit of the corner there for Kai De Bruyne. And down in towards the elevation and the fast part of this circuit we go. Just beautiful to watch this on board here with Takuma Miyazono. And you can see how close he is to Kai De Bruyne, but he's not going to be able to use any of that momentum at the moment. So De Bruyne's hoping to hold it into 3rd place and then try and use some of the strategy a little bit later on to try and play things out.
It's mad seeing the speed of these things through the first part of the Nordschleife here, the Nürburgring proper, and you have no time to think. You get through one corner and another one is upon you, completely flat there after Flugplatz. And now we take the long run down towards Schwedenkreuz, a corner that in real life in most cars is a bit of a lift and a bit of a panic. And this car, watch Takuma Miyazono's throttle input there through his left-hander. Of course, completely flat at 200 miles an hour before braking hard down to Ironbird. Just touched the grass there on the left. Very lucky to get away with that. And now we plummet down towards the forest, between the trees, down towards the compression and the foxhole. Again, completely flat down here for these drivers, keeping that foot pinned even through the left-hander here before we slow right down for Adenauer Force, the very tricky section through here. And Takuma Miyazono showing that he can follow close to Kai De Bruyne, who's touched a couple of curbs through there, unsettling the car. You don't want to do that. The curbs here on a Nordschleife are very tall. You hit them in the wrong way, they're going to send you into the barrier.
Robbie Heck making good progress. He's got himself ahead of Angel Inestrosa, up 5 places from where he started. So he really managed to take advantage of that soft tyre when they were on the Grand Prix layout of track. And now he's up inside the top 5. I wonder if his progress is going to stall somewhat as we come through this section of the circuit. You can see Miyazono and De Bruyne very close to one another. And then a fairly pronounced gap, about 1.5 seconds or so, back to Robbie Robbie Heck in P5 at the moment. Inestrosa in 6th position. Karatza inside P7. Gallo on the hard tyre. I suppose the converse as well, Jimmy. You know, we're talking about the soft tyre and not being able to use it necessarily to your advantage on this tricky section of the track. If you're on the hard tyre, it might be a benefit because you might not be able to let anybody pass at this point in the track.
Yeah, sort of the idea, really. You use the hard tyre to really hinder other people. But here's a replay. We're on board with Karatza going down a T1. We have a lunge on Guy Barbara. We don't look at it. Barbara and Gallo are side by side. Oh, he just gets a little bit sideways there. There's contact there. Barbara hitting other people. But here's a replay. We're on board with Karatza going down a T1. We have a lunge on Guy Barbara. We don't look at it. Barbara and Gallo are side by side. Oh, he just gets a little bit sideways there. There's contact there. Barbara hits the wall, then hits Gallo, and Karatza just about manages to get by all of them up into, I think it's going to be a net 6th place once he gets by Valerio. There it is. So a nice start from Karatza there, if not a little bit hectic.
Yeah, it was all hectic in front of him, really, wasn't it, with Barbara and Gallo coming together in that second corner, and that sort of started off that chain of events. Either way, it's worked out quite nicely for the Brazilian, as Kai de Bruin has still got Takuma Miyazono all over his rear wing at the moment. Drumont's doing enough, 3.6 seconds though behind Jose Serrano, but the race will come to him a little bit later on, so there's no point worrying about the gap in front. All he can do at this point is control what is in his hands, just worry about his own race and get on with the job. In towards the carousel, probably the most famous section on this Nordschleife circuit.
I watched this, I think, how? that absolutely froze it through there. And now we get to the highest point of the circuit, Hoa Axe, this corner, and it's all downhill from here, although literally, not figuratively, as we now just try and make our way through what I think is the most challenging part of the circuit. So much camber, so much elevation here from Wupperman, like it's nothing. Completely flat through there. On the brakes, use the camber on the inside of this right hand, and again, dive to the left, hug that curb before you come up to Brunson 1 and Brunson 2, otherwise known as YouTube corner. In this right-hander, again, just throwing the car. It looks effortless in this at Red Bull X 2019. It's just ridiculous to watch this, isn't it?
So blind they are, those corners as well. And they come up you so quickly, don't they, through there. Killian's just a little bit wide through on the left-handers. A few moments to go. Down through the compression we go into there.
Just a lift of the throttle there after Fan's car. What's going on? I could not keep up with this. This is too much. I mean, like, this is why these drivers are the best in the world. And it might look easy watching it, but you think how quickly these corners are coming up on you. You have to be precise every corner, otherwise you end up just spearing off into the barrier. Kleiner carousel now. See, De Bruin not quite. See, this is what I mean. A little bit eager on the throttle there, and then slow on exit, and that means he's going to be under attack from Takuma Miyazono going on to this long back straight, Le Dottinger.
Yeah, lovely to see the Dottinger again. Great chance for some slipstreams as well. De Bruin is being pulled along somewhat by Kilian Drumont. Miyazono, did he lift off the throttle there coming down that back straight? I just wonder, because he was quite close to Kai de Bruin and he's not quite able to find his way past. Maybe saving a bit of fuel in the early stages of this race. Something to consider as well, because they are pretty thirsty machines, this one. He is now side by side at the end of the Dottinger. Then through the left-hander we go, and still he is on the outside here, but you've got to be careful because it's a bit sketchy going through there as it's so close to the grass, into the braking zone. We've seen a few instances there in the Gran Turismo World Series over the last 6 years or so. Thankfully, not this time.
Yeah, and to give you an idea of the pace advantage, it's a 6.24 from Serrano from a standing start or from a rolling start, and a 6.30 from Kilian Drumont. So that's a 5-second difference there between the two drivers. And Drumont now doing a good job in second place, the fastest of the medium runners, but not able to keep the pace of Serrano on that soft. Lopez opting to come in.